Hello and welcome to Menvic Studio. My name is Angoli Ibesuko. In today's video, I have compiled some of the questions I've received from you over the past months into a Q&A so that others who have similar questions can easily find answers. Before we continue, if you like the contents of my channel, do consider subscribing and like the video so the video can get to more people. So I've got my laptop here and I'll be reading the questions from my laptop. And the first question I've got here is, if my spouse is on a student visa, would we be able to make enough money to take care of my family needs? So if you're able to work full-time and your spouse is able to work the acceptable number of hours for students, then yes, you would be able to make enough money to take care of your family needs. The only time you would find it challenging to make enough money to take care of your family needs is if you've got young children who are not of school age, which means you would need childcare. Now, childcare is really expensive and you can easily spend all the money you receive in a month on childcare. Can I enroll my children in school if I come with them on a student visa? The answer is yes. All children are entitled to free primary and secondary education. Also, if you've got young children who are 3 to 5 years of age, they are also entitled to 1,140 hours of early childhood learning. If I send Scottish pounds to someone in my home country, will it have the same value as the Bank of England pounds? As long as you're transferring money and you're not dealing with the physical cash, it doesn't make any difference. It's exactly the same. It's treated the same as the pounds issued by the Bank of England. Can I use the ATM card in other parts of the UK to withdraw money? The answer is yes. The ATM card you're issued here in Scotland, you can use that anywhere in England or anywhere in the country and outside as well, just like any other ATM card issued in any other part of the UK. Can you suggest towns close to Edinburgh and Glasgow where one can live and easily access the city? My 3 favorite towns close to Edinburgh are Broxbourne, Livingston and Bathgate, and these are all in a council called West Lothian. And my 3 favorite towns close to Glasgow are Uddingston in South Lanarkshire, Airdrie and Motherwell in North Lanarkshire councils. There are of course a number of other lovely towns close to Glasgow and Edinburgh, but these are just the ones I can see myself living in. I'm trying to decide between a university in England and Scotland. Are there more opportunities in England compared to Glasgow? The short answer is yes, there are a lot more opportunities in England compared to Scotland, especially if you're talking about down towards London. The long answer is that you should not base your decision on whether there are more opportunities in England compared to Scotland. Rather, you should base it on the quality of the education offered by the 2 universities. The reason why I say this is, yes, you might think there are more opportunities in England compared to Scotland, but for some of the courses where you study, it actually matters. So for example, if you were looking to get into teaching, you're better off having your teacher education in Scotland compared to England, because if you have it in England, your opportunities and your chances of getting any job in Scotland and perhaps other places might be limited simply because the training that is offered down there is not as high as the training you would get when you study if you have your teacher education in Scotland. So in this case, you would find that studying in Scotland actually presents more opportunities because you can work in Scotland, you can work in England, you can basically work anywhere. Whereas if you were to go to England, then you might just be limited to jobs around England. I hope that makes sense. Can I get a family accommodation as an international student whilst still in my home country? Again, the short answer is yes. However, there is a very big but. It is really difficult to get a family accommodation, especially whilst you're still in your home country. And the reason being because you've not rented in the country before. So I'd suggest the best way to go about this is, if you can, do go for a shared accommodation. This is typically called HMO or House of Multiple Occupancy, that you can easily get whilst you're still outside of the country, or you can go for Airbnb if you have the money, and these would provide you a place to go to, a place to settle into once you enter the country, and then you can start looking. But also, before you even come into the country, also line up a number of accommodations you'll be viewing once you get in, and then you can stay in these shared accommodation or Airbnb whilst you look, and hopefully you should find something within a short time. Are all the apartments available for renting furnished? No, all the accommodations are not furnished. If you look at the description on the site where you find the accommodation, it will typically tell you if it's furnished or not. Also, there is something called a filter. You can use that to select to just see only furnished or unfurnished apartment, and also to filter out any other criteria you're looking for in the accommodation. Can a mature student traveling for a BSc come with their spouse as a dependent? So according to the UK government website, to qualify to bring along dependent spouse or children, you need to apply for a postgraduate level course. So the answer is no. What airline would you suggest one use to travel from Nigeria to Scotland? So because there are no direct flights to Scotland from my country, which is Nigeria, and indeed most other countries outside of Europe, it doesn't really matter to me what airline I use, because at the end of the day, I have to go somewhere. I have to go to an European country or to London to get a connecting flight to Scotland. So it doesn't matter. However, when I'm visiting Nigeria on holiday, I prefer to take BA, and this is simply because I can get to London, and perhaps if I want to take along some cash, I can withdraw the money from the airport there. Thank you for watching. I hope you found the video useful. Don't forget to like it so that it can reach more people.